Okay, we're going to have a look here at this watercolour graffiti sheet. So we're going to be using just a basic set of watercolours. I've just started by using the orange, and I've put some water on this here, onto the watercolour I'm going to use. I'm just mixing it here, adding a little bit of colour. Now what we want to do is we want to try and copy some of the colours in the drawing, but we're going to get a nice depth of colour, which you can with the watercolours by just taking the watercolour off the tablet, putting it here, and like we did with the coloured pencils, we can build up a depth of colour using not a huge amount of water, but building up a depth of colour. I'm just using the orange here to copy the orange colours there. Now we're going to have to blend some areas. We've got no blending, but down here we've got blending, and we'll look at that later on. But at the moment I'm just trying to copy my colours, get my colours through using with the graffiti. It's quite vivid colours using the watercolour, and you can do that. You can build up layers to get a nice depth of colour where we need it. When I'm adding the second colour, I can just wash my brush. We could try, once we've got our colour here, obviously we can see areas like here where we're going to need to do some blending, and we can start with our yellow. And by just going over our two colours there, we can see, I think you can see that I've got a reasonably good blending in there by just using my two colours. So if we have another go and we look at the bottom of this part here, if I add in my yellow, and I can always go over this yellow again to give it a bit more depth. I've got my initial yellow there, you can see that, and then by just adding quite a wet amount, a small amount of water, and you can see by just over brushing where those two are, maybe let that dry, maybe use a little bit of the orange, perhaps let that go, and you can see that that's blended in. We've got quite an effective blending in there. So that's our watercolour graffiti.